Morning, everybody. Feeling a little rough this morning. I think all these late nights are starting to get to me. At least it's Friday. I won't be in tomorrow. I'm running to Michigan. My mother-in-law and one of my grandkids is getting baptized, so I'm going to run up there. I'll be able to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. But this morning, I'm going to try to get this section, rocker panel and all, put on here today. Hopefully I don't get a whole bunch of interruptions and I can actually get some work done today. The aftermarket floor pan comes up to this line right here. I'm gonna have to replace up above it. I don't have any more of those panels. I used to stamp them. That's been a long time ago and I don't have the die anymore, so I think I'm going to have to, I gotta check to see how bad that is. It don't look all that great, but probably end up cutting around it because that area is in pretty decent shape yet. But first I got to get the bottom part taken care of. I believe I was saying in the last video that I had to trim this out, and I think it's going to be easier if I just go ahead and cut this, get this section out of the way, get that cab support out of the way, and I can reach a grinder up underneath. Yeah. No time like the present. Let's see. I know the ribs don't match on the aftermarket panel, so I'm gonna come up just past that rib. And we got 12 inches. I'm gonna go 12 and a half. Right there. All right, I will strike a line across that. I know, I'm blocking your view again. That's okay, you can look at my logo. Okay. Just something close. I'll look up underneath, make sure nothing's in the way, and start cutting. Awkward angle. See if I can't get a better angle here. Oh, come on. first location. Let's find this one. This I drilled a lot easier. Okay. So right there and right there is the edge of that brace. So what I need to do, I want that seam. Can you see where I'm talking? Okay. Right there and right there is the edge of the brace. I want that seam to be right on top of that brace. So I'll get up in here and put a line 1/2 inch. And a 1/2 inch. And then when I strike my line, I can cut that right through the center of that brace. When I weld, I'm also welding that brace. Yeah, I like it. Okay. When I put my floorboard in here, that brace goes right there. It's spot welded to that brace. So I'll cut just through the floor, get this out of the way, clean that up, and then when I put the new floor in here, I can weld through onto that brace. And before I cut, I put a weld blanket to protect all this. It's down on the floor. It'll keep all the dust out from away from that. We do not want grinding dust going all over that. So protect it and start cutting. That looks good. Okay, now I'll get this trimmed out of the way and get this all cleaned up. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Now, as you can see, that moved. So that's the reason I wanted to line them holes up first. Now I can take my spike in them holes and put it back where it belongs. Let's just test fit that. It looks like it's been installed before. These tabs need bent over, so yeah, it has not been. Yeah, them holes actually line up. I don't think I've ever had any line up. Okay. That goes about right there. Find my marker. Stay. What'd I do with my marker, man? Alright. That'll go there. Right like that. Alright, I'll get that one bent. This side, where's it at? Right there. I gotta nip that corner off there. Alright. Everything looks like it's in pretty decent position, so now I'll get it cleaned up. Hold your breath. Now's the time to undercoat this. I know. I'm gonna be welding right through that. It ain't gonna hurt a thing, man. Okay, now, see how this moves? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt this fender brace on under here. That way it holds it in place. The cab support goes through those same holes. So I'll get that set in place, all bolted on there, and before I go welding, I'm gonna shut the door and make sure it's still aligned. You wanna do that before you go welding, because then you'll have to cut it back out if it's not lined up right. Gotta get my spike. Body hole lines up. That's down flush. This is bolted down here. Now I'll check to see if the door is still aligned. It's pretty darn close. Yeah. See, that's sandwiching all four pieces right there. Here's the kick panel, the fender mount, and all these here. support is tacked in place. Now I'm going to come back and put a corner piece in here to double up the strength up there. Let's see. Should stay right where I want it right now. I can go ahead and get this outside panel off of here and get it replaced, and then I can start welding all this stuff up before I put the floor in. Okay, right there is an offset. Right there, you can see it. That is generally where I replace it. I like to go just above that line, that way I can keep this in the same location. That outer rocker comes in and sets right here. So what I do is I'll come in from that line just above it, and I'll cut it off on both of them. Put this in there. You see they don't even put all the holes in. I'll get this bolted on there where it needs to be, and then weld it up, grind it, and then I'll come in here and drill from the other side to put this hole in. Okay, so I guess I didn't tell you one part. The reason I don't put this whole thing in there, I don't know, can you see now? The reason I don't put this whole thing in, for one, you got to take this hinge off, which ain't a big deal, but right back here there is a piece that captures the slide nut inside the A-pillar. If you cut that and you take these bolts out, it's going to drop down here, and there is no way you're going to get into it to get it back up there. So I cut it down here as low as possible so I miss that captured nut deal. So actually, I'll just bring you in and I'll show you. You can actually see the spot welds where it's held on. Right there and right there. It's kind of hard to tell in the camera, I think, But there's the two spot welds. Right here is that lip I cut just above it. I'll probably cut through the middle of the spot welds, but that'll be fine. When I weld, it'll weld all the way across the bottom side of that captured nut. Okay, all I'm doing right here is getting this out of the way so I can get this up close and figure out where I need to get it. See the differences in them? See that plate? It's supposed to be on here. They never put those on. So, yeah. That's why I always plug weld back here. Now, I can put this up here. The bottom, well, that's pretty darn close right there. Maybe the thickness of the cutoff wheel across here. Yeah, I didn't even hit the edge of that captured. I didn't even hit the edge of that, so I'm good. Since I'm so close, this has got to go up maybe 1/8 inch. All I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off at the bottom of this, get it up there, bolt it on, clamp the other side, and yeah, it'll be ready to weld. Okay. That's our plug welds for that. Get those drilled. Okay, see now I can put that up there just like that right there. Something like that, yeah, right there. Clamp and clamp and weld, clamp and weld. I'm gonna knock these holes all the way through. Well, this one I don't, it's single piece. And then that one is just above this, so I'll hold off on knocking that one all the way through. Let's see. I guess at this point I can go ahead and get inside of this undercoated, and then I'll be ready to start attaching. Come on now. Okay, now I can clean that up, get it undercoated too. Awkward position. Come on. Wearing me out today. Ow. Dang it, I forgot to order some more of this stuff. It's all right, I got enough to finish this part. All right, while that's curing out, I made me a template. I'm gonna get the floor roughed in of where I need it. Okay. Be nice to have a workbench. And you guys like hitting my head. Alright. It's got to slide over this way. I got to trim this lip off right here. These never are shaped correctly. That's why I made it bigger than I needed. Trim this lip off, and I got to come in here and get more of this out of here, which I knew. That's why I left it big. Get more of that out of there, trim this edge off, and then I'll get it slid over where it needs to be. Come on. Whatever. And then I'm going to leave this up here. It'll patch a lot of this floor up here. I'll just have to come back and put a pie in there. Okay, so it's fitting really nice everywhere except for this corner, which it never does. I got it slid over where it needs to be there. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this whole corner out of it. Get this panel put in, and then I'll come back and fix this section. Yeah, I like it. And of course, this is set up for the pickup truck, this dimple here. That's no big deal. I will show you how to fix that. Right there is where it's going to go. Okay, I guess I could just show you right now. Climb up under here. And I will take my marker, go all the way up in, and mark it.
You know, man, I got dirt on my marker.
Okay, so now hopefully I marked it. Yes, I did. Can you see it? I need a hole right there. Now I'm only going to put a small hole in there for now, because I will show you a trick to putting that dimple back in there where it needs to be. Oh! I guess I could clamp it. That hole is right beside No, why are you doing that? Dang it. Why are you not going in? Oh, man. I'm gonna have to get another clamp that'll reach in there. That's better. Okay. Now, get the welder. Got a little bit of gap right there I'm going to have to weld. But I ain't scared. I ought to be. I didn't even get it. There we go. All right. like that. I'm gonna grab my helmet. All right, guys, I got the floor set in place. I got to make sure that's tight against that cab support under here, and get it spot welded on there. I'm gonna take the cutoff wheel and go up and across somewhere up here, probably about right in here. Yeah, about even with the bottom of that. Come straight across and down. Got to decide whether to keep this or just make one piece all the way across. Probably one piece would be better. And come in here all the way across. Weld this stuff up, all this up. Grind all this up where the rocker panel goes. All the way around to here, get it all ground up and ready to go. But the way I'm feeling today, I'm going home. Supposed to have somebody coming in today, but he ain't showed up yet. He was supposed to be here at noon. I think it's going on 2 now. Well, guys, till tomorrow, have a good evening.